Hello, it's Classy here back with another Tribes video, and since I've been gone for a few days due to taking a break during Christmas break and the holidays, I've decided to do two videos in one today. And basically my idea was to share some underrated units with you guys. So today I'm going to be discussing Hidan and childhood Kakashi, and these are two units that I feel are being slept on by the community, maybe because people have been focusing on the strongest of the strong units, but I still feel that they're extremely powerful in both PvE and Arena. So first for childhood Kakashi, this is on server 8. I'm just going to go through his skills and what I feel he brings to the table. So for his special ninjutsu, he does that power creep damage, basically 100% plus 270% bonus damage. If he's nuking D unit with like crits, he can hit around like 800k or more. So definitely doing good work against D units, and even if he's not against D units, he can still hit a lot. He'll deal 33% extra damage to D units, and then he'll lower D units damage reduction rate by 10% and lower A units damage increase rate by 18%. And I feel like this is extremely strong, especially in Arena where there's a lot of randomness in that game mode. This brings a lot of consistency. Like for example, if you're fighting an opponent with more D units, then you'll be able to affect them more. And if you're fighting an opponent with more A units, you can also affect them as well. So it adds a lot of consistency, and that's what makes this skill really good. For his second skill, he'll boost the attack of all allied tactical shinobi by 12%. And I feel like this skill is also really great because you'll likely want him on a team with more tactical shinobi, especially if you're doing a PvP build, which I'll talk about later. He'll be really good, and he'll have a lot of T allies, so he'll boost all of their damage for the rest of the battle. Now for its fourth skill, which is Limit Broken. This has a lot of different techs as well. All of these effects are on one skill, and you can probably tell just by the sheer amount of techs that he's doing a lot here for the whole team. He's boosting all active allies damage increase rate. He's boosting all active allies critical rate if attacking first, and this refers to any cell of your 3 cells that attacks before the opponent's cell. So he doesn't need to be in the cell itself in order to give this boost. So for example, in PvE, most of your cells are going to be faster, if not all of them. So he gives this boost every single turn to every cell that's attacking the enemy. In Arena, most of the time, you'll have at least 2 cells that are faster than the enemy. He doesn't actually have to be in either of these to give them the damage increase rate and critical rate boosts. And even better, damage increase rate, although people are not 100% sure on what it does, it might actually have a bigger impact than just an attack boost. And he also boosts damage reduction rate for all T shinobi for the rest of the battle. He boosts damage reduction rate for all D shinobi for the rest of the battle. And then he'll boost guard rate for all T and D shinobi for the rest of the battle as well with his limit break. So he'll make your entire team more tanky. And as we've discussed in the past, putting him in a build with more T and D units will make him even better because of all of these defense buffs. And for PvE, his regular fourth skill is what makes him really strong, because you're always faster than the opponent you're attacking. So this includes Alliance Team Battle, which I'll show in a second, and FG. And having boosts every turn is really helpful. That's why you want to keep him alive in PvE and Arena as long as you can. Also, his vitality isn't bad either. He'll basically just build up chakra so he can use his white light blade. But even if he uses skill 2 instead, it's still really beneficial. So now into Hidan. I mean, ever since Hidan came out, people have been using him, but not much. Like, he hasn't been discussed too much, even though I feel like he's a really great unit. So for his first skill, or the jutsu, he'll do 100% plus 150% damage, but he'll actually deal 56% extra damage when he's under 50% HP. He'll also boost damage reduction rate by 9% for himself and all allies in his active cell. He'll also lower damage increase rate by 22% for all enemy attack shinobi. And this is actually really potent because, as I said before, damage increase rate might have a bigger effect on damage output than attack does. So if he lowers all enemy attack shinobi's damage increase rate by 22% with just one jutsu, then this is really powerful because it makes them a lot weaker. And again, debuffs don't stack, so if he jutsus multiple times, it will still have the same effect, but this is still a really big effect. And for skill 2, it's not as good as Kid Kakashi's. It basically just lowers the target's damage increase rate by 10%, so it will weaken whoever he's attacking. Now, from the jutsu alone, lowering the potency of all attack shinobi is useful in arena because a lot of people are using A units nowadays, so I like to think of Hidan as an anti-meta unit, and you'll see why with his fourth skill as well. So he'll boost all active allies' damage reduction rate by 27% when he's active. This is great, you know, it's giving people defensive buffs, similar to Kid Kakashi, who gives people damage reduction rate and also guard rate depending on their types. He'll also boost all allies' status effect suppression rate by around 8% for the rest of the battle. And this is the important line here that I want to talk about. It's all allies, so everybody in your whole team will have a reduced chance to be inflicted by a status effect. And 8% is actually pretty significant because a lot of people are using AoE stunners in arena, and their chance to actually inflict a stun is not very high to begin with. So if we have reduced that chance even more, then then it's less likely that we're going to be stunned in arena and lose because of it. Because being stunned in arena, as everybody knows, will ruin all of your rotations, likely for the rest of the battle. So it truly decides the outcome of the game, and having someone like Hidan here will help counter the meta, which is stuns in AoE and A units. It can also boost damage reduction rate for all ally attack shinobi with his LB2, and this is great for protecting whatever A nukers you choose to use on your own team. And also, he actually does a good amount of damage to A units, like he can nuke them pretty well. So this also counters the meta, because if you get lucky with targeting and he hits one of their most important nukers, then you'll have a really good chance to take them out. And yeah, as a tank, he can survive a lot of hits, so he'll get extra chakra and then jutsu again to debuff those A units. And to show you what I mean, we can go to Kirin and check out his chance to actually stun with his jutsu, since he's AoE. Yeah, so he has a 15% fixed chance to paralyze all active enemies, right? So if you have Hidan giving them that extra 8% status effect suppression, then Kirin's ability to stun will be reduced heavily. And now I'm going to show some teams. So this is the ATB team, or Alliance Team Battle team, that I'm using right now. I think we're fighting Puppet Sasori on server 8 currently, and as you can see, I'm using Kid Kakashi here just because he's boosting damage increase rate and critical rate for every single cell every turn, and buff stack. So he's boosting damage increase rate and critical rate for 7 turns in a row, as long as he survives. And that includes boosting the tribe, since I'm using the love strat, so the tribe will be hitting harder and critting more every single time I use it. And I was also using Kid Kakashi on this team for FG. It's similar strategy, but we're not using tribe. But still, he's useful for Alliance Team Battle and FG. And here's the arena team that we're testing out right now. We have Hidan here to really help counter the meta. He protects these 2 A nukers. We have a bunch of T units, since Kid Kakashi really helps boost all of their defense and also offense. He's also boosting the defense for Hidan and Gaara, so this whole team becomes extremely tanky. And a lot of the other units already know what they do, but Kirin helps debuff and stun. Itachi will do AoE nuke damage and boost offensive stats for everybody for 3 turns. Datara helps with crit support. Sai helps with chakra. Gaara helps with guard rate and defense. You could probably put SR heavy here also, but I'm basically showing a team that's not meta because it's not using as much status effect synergies, and then I'm going to demonstrate how effective it is in the current meta. Alright, so we're here with the arena battle with this tanky team. I haven't fully decided on a name, but has a lot of T units and it's extremely tanky. As you can see right away, we have a bunch of buffs. We have Kakashi giving the guard rate and damage reduction rate to T and D units, and I purposely chose a battle that we had a speed disadvantage in for all 3 cells and for the whole battle, just to show how tanky this team can be and how it can outlast the opponent. And a lot of the other 4th skills that trigger here you already know about, like Sai and Datara. But Kid Kakashi is not giving damage increase rate or critical rate here. And as you can see right away, both teams barely took any damage. But he's still going first, right? So we're at a disadvantage. And you can see our Kakashi is basically at 50% after taking 2 full hits from A units and also Lightning Blade. So that's pretty good. Like, most of the time, the unit might just die straight away. Hidan nukes Naruto, and then we're able to take out Naruto with 2 jutsus. But again, we're still going second here. And usually when you're going second arena and there's status effects, your team might just lose. And as you can see, Gaara barely took any damage from 3 hits. And also, Sasori nukes really hard for an AoE, so the fact that the team didn't take that much damage from it just shows how tanky this team can be with all of these buffs, right? Over 75% each. Kirin and Criminal Itachi really take out tanks. We have Kakashi finishing off T Borto. So yeah, this team is also great against tanks, which people use in Arena, obviously. And here they get to go again with their co-op attack before we use ours, so we'd be at a disadvantage usually. Also notice how we never got stunned once this battle so far, including now when Jiraiya's using an AoE, and Hidan really helps protect the team from being stunned. We're basically taking no damage, but the UR Heavy was able to finish off Kakashi after he tanked so much earlier. And Hidan has like at least 75% HP left after a Lightning Blade. And yeah, we haven't been stunned at all. We've been outlasting the enemy team, even though we were going second the whole time. Here we go again with more stuns, right? We don't get stunned at all here. Naruto, Santa Naruto usually does a ton of damage because he has AoE power creep. But again, all three of these units survived, even though there was 2 T units here. So as you can see, Kid Kakashi really helps. So yeah, we have only lost 1 unit this entire time. And a lot of the units are pretty healthy. But we're still going second here. And even though they keep using AoE stuns, we never get stunned, right? And Hidan really helps here. Here comes the T units. And you just saw Kid Kakashi did like 720k, which is really nice on a D unit. He messes up our rotation with Santa Naruto, but it's already too late. Like, this team just was able to outlast going second. Basically got no stuns. It defended itself really well, even though there was a type disadvantage, like the Santa Naruto nuking my T units. So that's just a quick demonstration. Hopefully it helps you guys learn about these 2 underrated units, and hope you enjoyed the video.